That reminds me of something I saw at CES. Why? I don't know, but it does. And that was
Speaking of
something that
nothing,
speaking of Fiat, um, they are apparently okay. So I saw this thing at CES. It's a I don't think it's the Fiat 500e, but this is the thing here. It's what is it called? I don't know if it has a name. It's a concept car by Fiat that they demoed or unveiled at CES, and obviously it's a concept car because it looks ridiculous, but the technology in here, besides the cool suicide doors that you see, the technology in here is right underneath this seat. If you guys are just listening, imagine Model X captain's chairs, and underneath them is like a little compartment where a battery will go. And so their technology here was make an electric mini. This is actually quite a bit bigger than the regular Fiat go-kart that you're used to seeing out there. And I know Fiat's a big company. They have lots of cars. Here in the U.S., we basically have one. And so this one is more of like a Mini Cooper-sized car. And the idea is you could actually have several of these batteries. Like imagine you just go home, one's charging, you pop in the new one, and off you go. Kind of like what Tesla wanted to do with the interchangeable battery packs a while ago. But this would be something that was just a lot more, I don't know, a lot more consumer friendly versus like the insanity of replacing a battery pack in a Tesla. And so apparently this is like a real thing. So they're investing in this platform. The idea is that I'm reading from their thing now. The extra batteries are installed underneath the floor of the car by the service network. A sliding rail which supports and connects the batteries makes their installation or removal particularly quick and easy. An additional battery for mounting under the seat is also available. It can be disconnected, put on a charge directly in the user's home or garage, just like the battery of a modern e-bike. So,
did
Fiat,
you cover this?
Maybe bringing it
in a video.
I think I talked about it in my CES EVs that I found.
Because I did see this in some
Cool.
video.
Mm-hmm.
With the slide out batteries thing. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. And so this is a thing where, the idea is that the affordable base model would have 125 miles of range. And then, as needed, you can drop in more batteries to get up to 300 miles. Or just keep those extra packs at home and kind of charge them there. I mean, regardless of whether or not this car becomes a real thing or whatever, this technology I think should come. Like I would really like to see this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because the only problem I see with it is that, I mean, having actually held modules from Teslas. They're just heavy as sin.
Mm-hmm.
They are really heavy and big. So it's not, something. If lifting up groceries is tough for you, lifting up 150-pound, let's say, battery module is not going to be. Or maybe they make them smaller and they just stack together, so it's like a bunch of 10-pound ones or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
Like I think that one of the technical challenges here will be the packaging and that part of it, not necessarily can you stick a battery in there and have it work, But how cool would that be if down the road, like what if this is the answer to the BMWs of the world and Mercedes that have a hard time making long-range batteries? What if it was like, oh yeah, I need an extra 50 miles, just pop that in and there you go.
Yeah.
And then, hey, 10 years from now, we got a new battery cell that's lighter and more energy dense. Boom, now that 50 miles is 150 miles.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to buy a new car. Like I really like this idea of the interchangeable stuff.
Yeah, I mean, when I talked to the guy over at Lithium Works at Fully Charged, he was talking about theirs. So theirs was a lithium iron phosphate, so it didn't have any cobalt in it, but they were modular, so they were made to just like and combine them to get more power out of them. So I mean, I know it can be done to do it like that, to make them, kind of easy to slide in and out. But
well, this is how, I know I have friends that worked at not manufacturing facilities, but like shipping plants, and they have forklifts. And forklifts, because you're indoors, it makes sense for them to be electric. Yeah. And the way it works is they just have batteries on a wall. And when you get in and hop in your forklift, you go grab a battery, throw it in, and off you go. Mm-hmm. And then you take the other one out and put it back on there to charge for the next guy. So, yeah, this isn't like unheard of, or this isn't some like groundbreaking tech we need.
Yeah, I mean,
it's doable.
It's a cool idea that like you might just kind of go pick those up and put them in for a long trip, and otherwise you might have 150 miles or whatever, and that's all you really need to get around town. But gonna go see grandma? Okay, well, go pop the battery in. You're on your way.
That would be, that's actually, I didn't even think about that. So it could just be a, rental of the added battery capacity or whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry if you guys hear drilling going on in the background. We've got
I heard something, but I thought it was outside of my house. By the way, I wanted to say, I saw your video yesterday on whether Teslas will kill the grid. I liked it. It was good. It blows my mind that there's that much extra solar energy that's being. What was the word you used? Where it's like we can't use it right now, so
curtailment.
Curtailment. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, and I left then the number in there, the 95 gigawatt hours.
Mm-hmm.
That actually that's an older number. We have newer numbers. And the newer numbers are looking of 223 gigawatt hours. Now, there was somebody that pointed out a mistake I made in that math. Those numbers I had were per month, and the amount of energy needed was per day. So there definitely was a disconnect a little bit there. So anyways, it was a fun thought experiment. And exploring it, like the idea would be in 20 years when actually all cars are electric, we would have a gazillion more, gigawatt hours of solar energy anyways. But I appreciate that. Yeah, that was one where I'm working, taking a lead from you. I have a writer now that is helping me research things. So, cool. The Model 3 review of a thing, I don't need any help on that.
Right.
But this was one where like I wanted to dig deeper and I didn't have the time to spend digging up all these articles. So she's been helping with the in the EV industry for a long time. So it was actually really cool to see that. And that's where I was like, I don't have high expectations for this video. In terms of views and all that, but this is where when like I started doing sponsors, and this helps. Like that's the outcome of that is like, oh, now I can afford a person to help make these awesome videos that I know aren't going to do well. Right. So so thank you, I appreciate that, because that was one where I was like, it's a bit of a gamble, but it's just something I wanted to do. So
well, you figured out the trick.
Put
an arrow in the thumbnail.
It's not helping. It's not helping today's video, which is doing absolute nothing. But I think that's maybe the coronavirus news and all that kind of stuff.
Hey, thanks for checking us out, guys. I hope you enjoyed this clip from our podcast.
We do a weekly show here on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe to Our Ludicrous Future, where we discuss all the things that are going to make our future totally ludicrous.
You can join us here on YouTube or at any of your favorite podcast places. Plus, if you want to get some behind-the-scenes stuff and join a cool community, you can help support the channel at patreon.com. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.